What is this right over here?
Spine of the clavicle.
Oh,
The
yeah.
spine of the scapula.
Scapula.
The spine of the clavicle is on another animal. So if this is the spine, what muscle is in the fossa above the spine?
Do you want to press spinous?
This is the supraspinatus. Okay? And over here, below it would be the,
Infra.
and below that over here is called the teres group.
Teres.
But apparently, you don't have to know any of that.
We need to know the pronator teres.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay, why don't you guys come around front over
Let's
this
see
way
the
so you see
teres
everything
group.
here.
It's not here to terrorize us.
No, apparently not, damn it. All right.
God.
Over here, we're looking at the arm, the upper extremity. This is the spine of the scapula. And you can shoot over your head.
I just said that.
So if this is the
my
spine of the
God.
scapula, this is the back of the scapula. You have to know the subscapularis muscle, maybe?
Not that I see.
Wow.
Yes.
You didn't know anything here? Oh,
It's
Human.
I feel like it's a lot.
I do too.
well, it
It's
is.
cool.
It is. This is the supraspinatus muscle. Okay, now what is this muscle over here on the side?
Deltoid.
Deltoid.
Yay.
Let's take the deltoid off. Yay-bo. And over here we have the muscle that doesn't stay. So over here we have, so the deltoid's taken away, we're looking at the shoulder. Here is a muscle with two heads. Does everybody, God bless you. Can you see the two heads? Okay, one head is coming from the coracoid process. One is in the intertubercular groove. Here's the lesser tubercle and the greater tubercle. So the two heads come together. These are two heads of origin. And here we have the insertion. So I take this off. That's going to insert into the radial tuberosity. Now here is the humerus. You can see back here, this big muscle here, is the triceps, which you can see, but there's another muscle here. You do have to know the brachialis, don't you?
Yes.
How many muscles are you going to take away?
There's four.
No, there's only one brachialis.
Okay.
So
There's four.
there's
In the
four
upper
muscles.
arm.
Really?
Four in the upper arm.
Name them.
Triceps brachii, biceps brachii, brachialis, and brachioradialis.
Brachioradial. Okay, yeah, I see. So, right. Anyway, doesn't this look like a fillet of sole also? It's very flat, except you can only have one soleus. So this one goes from the bone on the humerus and inserts into the coronoid process of the ulnar. Everybody remember that on the trochlear notch? And it's a strong flexor. The biceps is the agonist. This would be a synergist. Okay? And
Which one's that one? The one that looks like the fish?
that's the brachialis.
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 Now, this.
That's the best view of it.
Soleus.
Well, I can take this off. Well, okay, well, if I
Not
take
for
this,
him to ask.
I would take this off, and I can take this off in a little while. When I do, this whole thing explodes, but what the hell? It's old and useless. It's my big fear. My son's going to go, well, Dad, that's the third time we've messed the house. We're going to have to put you down. Yes, I think he's gotten the wrong lessons from the dogs. Anyway, if I take these off, can you see it better over here? There's the brachialis. Here's the tendon of the biceps brachii. Here's the brachialis going into the coronoid process. And you can see this muscle over here, which is behind it. This is the triceps. 1, 2.
Where's the third?
Right here. Doesn't look like much, but it's the third head right here. So we've got the triceps. Any problem with that so far? Now you really should look at what I've done. Look at all these things. Now let's get the last muscle you got to know. This is why we only have one kid.
There you go.
Because you don't
find
want to
it
put them
now.
back together.
Very sad. All right. Anyway, so we're over here laterally. Right over here, there's a nice hunk of meat right over here laterally. Okay? It's going to be kind of hard to orient yourself because you're going to be seeing the muscles on top of the wrist and the muscles on the bottom. You just got to be able to see which side you're on. So over here, we have the brachioradialis. It starts in the brachium, right on the lateral supracondylar ridge, which you don't know anything about, and then it comes forward and goes into the radius over here, brachioradialis, and it flexes the arm too. I will now get rid of that. I'll put this one back on for mystery's sake. So what do we have here? Now, exposed a lot of the elbow. There are a lot of muscles here, but believe me, you don't have to know most of them. Get off there, sorry. So right over here, God bless you. Can somebody grab me an elbow joint? An elbow joint. Yes, perfect. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So let's take a look what we got here. What we should see here. Okay, now what is this over here? Tell me.
Annular
Ligament.
ligament.
Everybody's wrong so far. Anybody know the right answer?
Oh, yes, you're right. Bone to. Okay.
Which tendon is this?
Is the UCL or?
Oh, UC.
UCL.
Ulnar.
Well, UCL. It sounds like a ligament. We know this is a tendon. Well, tell me, what is this ligament or tendon attached to?
The radius.
What part of the radius specifically?
Radial tuberosity.
What do we know that goes into the radial tuberosity? Anything special?
The bicep.
This is the tendon of insertion. Over here. Biceps, that's its insertion. This is not a ligament. Now, there's an origin or is it an insertion? Okay. Over here, well, that won't work. We'll use this one. Over here, is this an origin or an insertion?
This is
Insertion.
What tendon, anybody know?
ACL.
Achilles.
okay,
ACL.
calcaneum.
I meant
Knee.
Achilles. I'm
Okay.
abbreviating it.
Let's try this one if I can. We just won't come out, will you? Okay, here we go. Well, this is really screwed.
Oh, you're gonna say that.
Typical,
Can we
typical
fix that?
post-op. When you're stupid enough to have foot surgery, it looks like this. Over here, is this an origin or an insertion? What muscle?
Patellar
Of
ligament.
what muscle?
Quadriceps.
Quadriceps.
Quads. Tendons.
Origin or insertion?
Origin.
What
That's
muscle?
rigid.
Mastoid.
Is it?
Mastoid.
Now, how do we determine, so you got that all wrong, so how do you determine an origin or an insertion? Which moves?
The insertion.
Which does not move?
The origin.
Okay, now let's repeat. The sternocleidomastoid, it attaches here, here, and here. Now, either the muscle could do this, or you hold it still in outer space, and it will pull the whole body up. Since we're not in outer space, it's going to pull it down. Because to pull the whole body up would be a bit of a stretch. So that's an insertion.
Wow.
All you got to do is when he asks you that stupid question, say to yourself, what muscle is there? What does it do? Does that move the part, or is that the part that pulls the other part to move? I mean, here's a trick one. What muscle's over here?
The masseter.
So if I put the red tape over here, origin or insertion? Do you chew like this?
Insertion.
Or do you chew like this? Does the head come down or the jaw go up?
The joint goes up.
Insertion, okay? It sounds silly,
Dear
but I'm
God.
watching you laugh at yourself now. So you don't get the goddamn 2 questions he'll ask you that are the giveaways. And here, because you should not miss the test. I don't want you to miss any test. But don't miss the lab test. That should be easy. But if you're going to miss what's an adult's hand, an adult bone. Well, we did that already. We did it too late.
Yeah.
But here, origin, insertion, those two, please.
So what's being pulled up? you said?
Whatever's moving.
Yeah.
So, because over here, when this muscle contracts, what's going to happen? This part moves.
And
The
goes
origin is over
forward.
here on top of the femur. Okay, but that's moving. Over here, the triceps attaches to a whole bunch of stuff down here. It inserts here. It moves, it extends the arm, the antebrachium. All right? So don't just look at it and give an answer. Say to yourself, is that the part that moves? If the answer is yes, get the answer correct.
Yeah. The part that
It
moves.
is such an easy thing. Anyway, over here. So what do we got here? We've got we should know when looking at the humerus, we see this big bump over here. Is that medial or lateral?
Medial.
Because we know the medial epicondyle is large. So that makes this a right arm. The brachioradialis is on this side, okay? And it's going to cover this, the lateral epicondyle. So what I've done here is, we've gotten rid of this side. We can see here, if I put my fingers right here and here I'm on the bone, and here I'm on the bone, here and here. Unfortunately, this is the left and this is the right, so this will be a little bit hard to understand, but over here, since this is the right, get this to, victory is mine. Anyway, so we're over here. There's some muscles that go from here this way, and over here, there's some muscles that go from here this way. So I'll show it to you a couple of times here, see it, because that way it will make sense over here. So on the medial part, there are some muscles that go this way. There's one muscle that goes here, and the other ones all go down here. The ones that go down here are called flexor muscles, because what are they going to do with this? When they contract, they're going to flex the wrist, right? Flex. The ones that are on this side, the lateral side, they go to the wrist and they extend. What do you think we call the group of muscles that flexes?
Flexor.
And what do we call the group on the other side that extends?
Extensor.
Now that we see where it's coming from, let's take a look, because unfortunately, this is on the left side. So here on the left side, does everybody see, here's where my medial epicondyle is. Now the medial epicondyle is right here. Can everybody see this tendinous area over here? That's going to be the medial epicondyle, right? And from over here, there's like 4 muscles that come off it. We only care about this muscle and then the group of muscles. This muscle comes all the way across. This is not going to do this. This is going to, watch what it does when it contracts. What's it doing?
Pronator.
What's a good name for this muscle?
Pronators.
Why is it pronator teres? Because it's a straight muscle. Pronator teres.
Teres.
Boom. All right? So this is pronator teres, and all the other ones go this way. So from the medial epicondyle, if I put a piece of red tape over here, I can say what muscle group, and you would say? Okay, that'd be it. Over here, but this one muscle over here, you've got a name. Can everybody see that it goes off by itself? So what you would do here is, you hold your arm out, it starts here, ends here. If it's the pronator teres, it's pronated. Now this one's a little bit harder. There's another muscle here. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a muscle exactly the other way pulling it? It comes about at a 90-degree angle. Over here, here's a muscle that goes opposite, and when it pulls, it's going to pull this way. The supinator. The supinator is right below the brachioradialis.
Is it
But
also
can everybody see that when I
straight?
take the brachioradialis away, you can see this muscle fibers going perpendicular to this bastard. Here we go. Do we see that? Good. But now, so we're right over here. We're lateral. We got one muscle grouping the supinator going funny. But let's look on the opposite side. So here we have, I'm flexing over here. Here's my medial group. My pronator goes this way. My flexors go this way. And don't be afraid, during the exam, go, see where it's doing. Don't be afraid to look stupid, because you act, I swear I'm not putting it on YouTube.
Did you watch us today? Everybody at the quiz was going like that.
I know.
Yeah. And then we were going like that.
That's the best. You have a lot of fun with this. There's some exams I thought would be so hysterical. Maybe put it to music, you know? And here we are in Anatomy 101. Anyway, so we got the supinator, but now let's look more superficial, because right over here, this is the medial epicondyle, and it's kind of funny, because you expect it to be, here's the hand, why is it like this? Well, this is the way it is. Everything's a little twisted a little bit. Here's the medial epicondyle. Here's the lateral epicondyle. I've got my finger on the lateral epicondyle. Let's turn it around. Well, I should have been over here better. Right here, there's these muscles, and these are the extensors. So the extensor group comes off there.
So this, is that the supinator on the condyle?
Right here, yes.
Or epicondyle?
And if you go just a little bit further over here, you see that.
Oh, it goes both.
They're more superior.
So does everybody see the extensors, the supinator, and then over here, the pronator teres and the flexor group? Have I missed anything? Are there any muscles that I have not hit? We got tonight is young. There are muscles all over you. There's another little extremity there.
Yay!
What did we lose?
Her keys.
You left it in the room?
Nope, left it in the car.